Enemy cruisers sunk.
Hello, Fresh Potato, back with another video, nerfs and buffs. Yes, we have a good amount of nerfs and buffs coming in the upcoming December or holiday update. So let's dive in. First up, the Tier 6 British cruiser, the Emerald, nerfed. Its main battery reload time goes from 7.5 to 7 seconds. Wow. Wow. That's not really going to do anything. So it's basically the same. Tier 4 British cruiser Hawkins, buffed. AP damage increased from 4,050 to now 4,250. HE shell damage increased from 3,050 to 3,250. Tier 5 Japanese battleship Mutsu and Mutsu B, buffed. Buffed to its torpedo turning mechanics. Well, now you don't have to turn broadside like a clown to utilize your torpedoes, right? It's also getting a buff to its secondary range, going from 4 kilometers to now 5.5 kilometers. It's also getting buffs to the secondary dispersion, right? Now, this ship is going to be very, very fun. If you build this for secondaries already, you know that these secondary guns are pretty nasty. The only problem is you have to get very, very close to use them. But again, once they go off, especially if you can line it up against a destroyer, oh, yeah, this ship has potential now. It has potential. I'm going to enjoy playing this. I can't wait for that buff or for that new update. Tier 5 Japanese aircraft carrier Zuho, buffed. Well, buffed to its planes, right? Buffed to the speed of these planes. The bombers go from 150 knots to now 125 knots, and the torpedo bombers 108 knots to now 118 knots. Tier 7 German destroyer, the GJ Merker, buffed. Buff only to the torpedo reload time. It's going from 110 seconds to now 90 seconds. Tier 7 German destroyer Z-23, buffed. Buff to the main battery reload time. It's going from 6.4 seconds to 6 seconds. Wow. Wow. Tier 7 Russian destroyer Taskant, buffed. Buff to the main battery reload time. That's going to go from 5 seconds to 4.5 seconds. Wow. Wow. It's also going to get buffed to the detectability by sea. That goes from 7.6 kilometers to 7.2 kilometers. Detectability by air goes from 3.8 kilometers to now 3.6 kilometers. And detectability after firing in smoke, that's going to go from 2.9 kilometers to now 2.7 kilometers. When are they going to give these things the mod, right? The mod, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, let me show, okay, just for, better understanding here. Come on, man. Everybody has this mod right here, Gunfire Control Systems Mod 2. That helps with the dispersion, but more importantly, it helps with the range, right? Just a little bit more range on your destroyer. Everyone has this, right? From what, Tier 7 and up? Every destroyer line has the option to equip this mod, except for the Soviets, right? Except for the Soviets. Only when you get to what? The Kaaba? That's the only one that has access to that mod? The Kaaba? What about these guys, right? What about these four? If my controller would stop acting up, but hey, what about these four? No, they don't get the access to that mod. I think it will make this line that much more fun if they added it, right? Just that small little detail there. I know it's not going to add a, a million kilometers to your guns, but it gives you just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit to enjoy this thing or these destroyers more. Just a little bit. Where is it, Wargaming? Come on. Give the Russian line that mod, okay? Like everyone else. I just don't understand why they don't have it. I just don't understand. Tier 7 French battleship, the Richelieu, right? The Richelieu finally getting a buff, right? Buff to the main battery reload time. It's going from 30 seconds to now 28 seconds. Wow. Wow. It's also getting a buff to the shell grouping. Now that's going to be increased by 5.5%, going from 1.8 sigma to now 1.9 sigma. Now it's slowly getting closer to the Jean Bar level, right? No, nobody. They said stop it. Stop it. There's only one Jean Bart. Okay, the Richelieu is still far, far away from being that good, right? But at least, a little something. Now, it might tighten up those shells just a little bit, because the Richelieu, sometimes it has that trolley dispersion. So maybe now we can hit the target more often, right? But we'll see. I'm glad to see the Richelieu gets a buff, finally. Tier 7 British battleship Hawk, buffed. Buff to the main battery shell grouping, and that's going to be increased by 6.2%, going from 1.6 sigma to now 1.7 sigma. It's also getting a buff to its rudder shift time. Now, I enjoy the Hawk. It is one of my favorite battleships. I know there's a lot of people out there that maybe don't really like this that much, but for me, I really enjoy playing this thing, so I'm excited to see it getting a buff. I cannot wait to play it. Tier 8 Japanese battleship Izumo, buff. Buff to the main battery reload time. It's going from 27 seconds to 26 seconds. Wow. Wow. It's also getting a 360-degree rotating turret, right? The B turret. Well, that's a good addition there to this ship. I like the Izumo. I don't have any problems playing it. Well, I do. I don't have any problems surviving in it. The problem I have is it hitting the target, right? Sometimes this dispersion is absolutely horrendous, right? But it's not that bad of a ship. I just wish it had better dispersion of its guns. But now that the turret is now 360, okay, I guess that middle turret, I think that's the B turret, right? I hope, maybe. If not, even better. If that third turret can also be 360, that would be nice. But I don't think they would do that. So I'm pretty sure it's the second turret there, the middle turret, now turning 360. It's gonna make it just a little bit more better, right? Just a little better. But again, I can't wait to play it. Legendary tier French battleship Bourgogne, buff to the main battery reload time. It's going from 28 seconds to 26 seconds. Wow. But the main battery dispersion getting a buff by 2.5%. It is now going from French, German / Italian style to now US style dispersion. Much needed buff for the worst legendary tier battleship in the game, right? Maybe now, with now it having US style dispersion, this thing might climb the ladder now, right? It might climb the ladder. It could be better than a lot of battleships now, or legendary tier battleships at that, right? At that. Yeah, we're gonna see. This thing, it could be better than maybe ships like the Montana, honestly. If it now has US style dispersion, yeah. Yeah, this thing is going to be pretty accurate and pretty dangerous. Oh man, I can't wait to play this thing. Can't believe I'm saying that. I can't wait to play the Bourgogne of all ships. The Bourgogne. Oh man, this should be good. This should be good. Legendary tier American battleship, the Vermont, right? Or the Vermount. Buffed. Buffed to the main battery reload time. That's going from 35 seconds to 34 seconds. Wow. Wow. It's also getting a buff to the main battery AP shell drag reduced, right? The drag time of those shells reduced, so I guess that means that maybe they won't be so floaty. Because for me, that's the only problem I have with the Vermont. I play this ship a lot. I like it. But the shells sometimes they hang up there pretty long, so maybe they're gonna maybe shorten that trajectory. I guess maybe I don't know, but I hope it helps. You know, I hope that is a buff. You know, because is that a buff? I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. Legendary tier Japanese battleship Yamato, buffed and nerfed. That's a first, right? That's a first time I've seen this, a ship getting buffed and nerfed at the same time, I guess. But the buff is to the main battery shell grouping. It's increasing by 16.6%, going from 1.8 sigma to 2.1 sigma. Lasers. The problem with that is the nerf. It's going from US style dispersion back to Japanese style dispersion, which is shotgun, right? The shotgun type dispersion, you can't hit the broadside of a barn, right? So I guess it's going to I don't know, it's going to work itself out, I guess. I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense, but it is what it is, right? It's also getting, I guess, buffs to its armor, right? All around, I guess. Buff to the armor. Yeah. Is it reduced? Yeah, buffs to the armor all around. But yeah, this is going to be interesting, right? This is either going to make a lot of people upset or a lot of people happy. Nerfed and buff. Wow. Tier 4 German destroyer Z-31 nerfed. Nerfed to the main battery reload time. That's going from 5.5 seconds to now 6 seconds. Wow. Tier 6 German battleship Prince Heinrich nerf. Nerf to the turn time of its main battery. That's going from 30 seconds to 40 seconds. That sucks. Right? That sucks. Now the turrets turn even slower? Come on, man. Come on. Legendary tier French destroyer Kleber nerfed. Nerfed to the detectability by sea increase from 6.9 kilometers to now 7.3 kilometers. Detectability by air increase from 3.4 kilometers to 3.6 kilometers. And detectability after firing in smoke, that's increased from 2.8 kilometers to 2.9 kilometers. French destroyer Merceau nerfed, right? It gets a nerf before even being released, right? Wargaming sure do know how to ruin a good time, right? But hey, nerf to the AP shell damage. It's also the AP shell damage is getting nerfed. The chances of HE shell fires, that's getting nerfed. Detectability by sea, by air, and after firing in smoke, nerfed. The ship HP reduced from 21,900 to now 20,500. So yes, the Merceau nerfed, and I know this is not the Merceau, right? Okay, this is not the Merceau. I don't have it. Of course, obviously, it's not even out yet, but nerfed. Soviet cruisers Tallinn, Kirov, Gorky, and Molotov all getting a, I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf, but they're getting changes to their armor. Also, aircraft carrier spawns, right? They're going to be now spawning all in the middle of the map. I just hope it's even, right? Because there's times where the aircraft carrier will spawn in the middle, but then it also has 3 other ships with it, and that leaves one of the flanks, uneven, right? Now you're kind of, you got only 2 ships on one flank, right? It makes no sense. So I hope that's addressed, or it's fixed, or it doesn't cause any issue. But yeah, that's all we have here for this one. What do you guys think? What are you guys most excited for? Also, yeah, there are the new 2 campaign ships. I am more interested in the Soviet cruiser than I am the American battleship. Yeah, and that's a first. But of course, me, I'm still gonna try to get both. But still, I'm really, really interested in that Soviet cruiser, right? Did I say cruiser at first? I hope I did. But yeah, I'm more interested in that Soviet cruiser than anything else. But yeah, that's about it. Tell me what you think, and of course, thanks for watching.
Enemy cruiser sunk.